Hello everyone, I have a very unique video for you today. Not that vacuuming videos have not been done before, but I just thought this would be kind of interesting for those people who experience ASMR from visual as much as they do sound. I can't relate to this kind of sound from a actual motor unless the motor is consistent, but I'm going to vacuum and it's going to be off and on, and it's mainly just for visual, so you can enjoy things going from kind of cluttered to clean. And right now I'm just emptying this vacuum bag because it is much more efficient when it is just starting out with nothing in it. Now normally when I empty this bag I would use my husband's compressor, or he would do it for me and just clean out more thoroughly all of that dust, but for our purposes today it really doesn't matter. So this is not role play today, I am just giving a commentary and showing you all my dirt. Yeah, so just attaching the bag back to the vacuum and hook this back up because I want to show you the rest of the floors in my house. I love this vacuum cleaner. It is a recent purchase that we got because of my husband's frustration with the inefficiency of today's vacuums. And so he did some research and looked up and found that you could get a retro vacuum, and they advertise it works just like your mom's old vacuum or something like that, you know, and that's what we wanted. We wanted something that was just like the good old-fashioned ones. So this is what we found, and it looks retro, but it also works retro. Really, really efficient. So I am vacuuming very poorly the rug that I have sitting just below the stairs that leads to the attic. I am going to just concentrate mostly on floors today, so if you see other bits of dirt and dust in places that I'm missing, never fear, that's probably for another day and not for this video. That rug there, you may have watched the video where I bought that rug, I don't know. But it's just there because it matches the stair rugs, not because I need one there. Okay, so now I have moved from that stair area over to right before the doorway that leads to the side porch. We're just going to go around the room. So we're in my kitchen right now, and if you've seen any of my videos, or a few of them, have probably seen my kitchen. So now I'm going to see the floor of it for the first time. At least a thorough advantage of it. So that little piece of wood I have on the rug that is just sitting there in front of the watering can is nailed there because it's our rustic door stopper to keep the door from ramming into the kitchen cabinet. Yes, the good old-fashioned country savvy. And my watering can is there next to my bird seed containers. Is where we just keep the things that we remember to do every day, water the plants and feed the birds. So we have moved to under the kitchen sink. I'm going to go around the room, like I said. Want to point out that the checkered red and gold block I'm sweeping next to, that is, it's just a few pieces of wood my husband nailed together so that I could have a step. I can pull it out from under there and step on it to get to the top cupboards of my kitchen. Our cupboards are so tall in this kitchen because our ceilings are 11.5 feet tall. So, I mean, it's just, we've got so much space and unused space upwards. And I wish I had a ladder that went all around the kitchen that could just go to all the highest reaches of the house. But that little block, he built it for me, and I wrapped it in a kitchen towel that I liked and used tacks to keep it closed. And so, yeah, whenever I have to reach a higher spot, I just kind of kick that block out from under the cupboard and step on it to reach the higher cupboards. So this rug is, we bought it in around 2014, around the time we bought this house. And I think it costs like $700. If you want a good quality braided rug, that's about the going price. Otherwise, you're not getting a quality braided rug. Unless you pay $700 and you get chipped. But this rug is perfect and it's lasted a long time. It's got these really multi-colored autumn themed colors that super hides the dirt, and it is probably really dirty after all these years, but we'll wait a little longer before we get all of our rugs washed. So what else can I tell you? These floors are original to the house. They are 100 years old, as old as the house. Somehow, all the owners of this home have been able to maintain the integrity of all of the woodwork in the house. The walls would have been lath and plaster, but somebody did come along and renovate and updated the kitchen, but none of the original woodwork was taken out or abused or replaced, nothing. So all they did was add insulation and new wiring, so everything's been updated, but not none of the integrity of the oldness of the house has been fooled with. I think even the lath and plaster walls are probably existent underneath the new, drywall. Yeah. So it's pretty well insulated between all of the old and new layers. It's possible that somewhere along the line somebody may have finished the floors, maybe, but they're all the same color all the way through, and most of the floors are the same kind of wood, and what was I thinking? That we know, we can kind of guess that it is true that they are old floors, original floors, because they are very, very worn and weak, and in some areas feels like it should be replaced because it is saggy and squeaky, and but gosh, we've been here 8 years, and I mean, there's nothing that actually has proven to be nothing's failed. The floor just keeps holding up and holding up. So this room, we are in the back room, just in front of the back doors going out to the yard. You can see these doors are really worse for the wear, but they are so efficient that we are not going to change anything on them. They are not the original doors to this house, but they're costly, so as long as they're still working well, and they are, we're keeping it like that. Yeah, so this rug is probably more like, let's see, 2004, like about 20 years old. I have had this rug. I used to have this rug in my old country gift shop, and I've had it in other houses. I had it with my previous marriage, and I had to have it. I brought it with me. I have held on to it and held on to it. It just keeps holding up and holding up. It's a burgundy with a navy blue and a pale turquoise. There's like a tan or peachy color in there too. I just thought, all of the colors really kind of work together to make a, I don't know. I bought it originally for a certain room in the house I had at the time, and I do believe this rug cost $800 at the time. That was a while ago, so I think they're becoming more affordable these days. But maybe not, I don't know. I got that other one for $700, and that was 10 years later. This one's bigger, much bigger, and it was $800 around 20 years ago, so yeah, I couldn't tell you. But now we're facing back towards the kitchen. I've got some of my acrylic nail paraphernalia sitting on the floor by where my feet are. Vacuuming near a cupboard that I have in this back room. This back room gets rearranged all the time because of necessity and so many changing scenarios. And just recently my husband let this be sort of like my studio room, even though it's not quiet or private. It's just a good place for me to keep all of my ASMR props and equipment and all of that. So that's that rug. That's a nice big rug. Now we're in my bedroom, and since I just recently moved my kitty's food dish, so that's why there's cat food here too. It's like, okay, within 2 days so this is from a couple days ago, and I just haven't had a chance till now to get to this area. But yeah, in my bedroom we were feeding the cats in the bedroom for a little while because they were afraid of Avery, my granddaughter. And so just recently I went, Okay, she hasn't been living here for a while. I guess I could go back to feeding them in the kitchen again. So, this is a pretty recent, well, maybe like 4 years ago, we purchased this rug. Really inexpensive. I think it's jute or something like that, this rug. I just wanted one that just didn't have a lot of colors in it so that it would not complicate the room's theme. And so the burgundy rug used to be in here when I had the room decorated in those colors, but I changed it recently, and so I traded rugs so that this rug I can just put whatever colors around that I want. And mainly this room has a woodland theme, with the pine cones and the pine greens and stuff. They're faux, but anyway, so that's this rug. I could be more thorough in cleaning this room and vacuuming this room, but I don't want to show you all of my secrets and all of my mess. So, the bed that you see there is a bed that my husband made when he was single, right before I married him. And we've just never felt the need to buy another bed, so this is it. And it matches the floors, it's just a pine, golden pine. Alright, now we have moved into the living room. Our house makes kind of a full circle. You can just go from room to room to room, and in the middle of all of that is the closet and the old stairway up to the attic. So you could just go full circle from room to room. They all connect, if you can picture that. So that's what we've done. We just went from the bedroom through the door into the living room. My bedroom has a door that goes into the studio back room, and then it goes into this living room. So yeah, full circle. And then you can go from the living room into the bedroom or into the kitchen. And you can go from the kitchen into the living room or the back room. So they all connect. Alright, so I have a tight corner here, and I'm struggling to get all these little doodads and odds and ends. And now I have moved to the other side of the living room. We're just kind of going around the furniture because I have my living room furniture set up in such a way that it's inside the room, and the walkways are all around the furniture on the outside edges, because this room has a doorway outdoors onto the front porch, which we were just next to. And then it has a doorway to the bedroom, and it has another doorway into the kitchen, which my vacuum is near right now. And then I've got all these windows, so it's very hard to place furniture in this room, especially since we put in this wood stove that you can see the bottom of to the right. And my husband built the hearth and put in that stove, and you'll have probably seen it in other videos if you watch some of my decorating videos. So, another, set of plain jute type rugs that I have in the living room, and just a couple of area rugs that are the braided. And gosh, those little ones were expensive too. My goodness, they're, just fine rugs, The straight jute ones are real cheap, but they work. Let's dust my stove a little bit. We're not going to get real thorough here. My husband rebuilt that stove and refinished it and built the hearth and put that in there for us because this house is so old. It's 100 years old, like I said, and the floors are so old that there is no subfloor. Being that there's no subfloor, then the cold air in the wintertime just sucks right into the house, comes up under the house and gets through the cracks and goes up your legs. So this stove was our answer to the winter cold. We just needed one hot spot. And we do have a very efficient heating system, but just old floors, you know. I guess the one thing we could do is rip up all these old floors and put in a subfloor, or we could put in expensive carpet, but we can't afford either one of those things, and it's not on our list of priorities. So we opted for a beautiful wood stove that would create ambiance and super warmth right in one spot. So this is the area right in the middle of the living room in front of the couch. And it's getting kind of dirty, this rug is, I think. Let's see, what can we see on the floor here? Not much. The stereo cabinet that's just a dresser, an old dresser that we cut the legs off and I painted it. Can't see that very much. Alright, let's put this vacuum away, and that's kind of it. I'm not going to do any more cleaning. I've gone around the whole, I don't want to take the vacuums into the bathrooms. The bathrooms do not have carpet, they just have a couple little area rugs, and I'll save that for another day. They both just have vinyl that we put in recently. Yeah, so let's get this vacuum put away. The only downside to this vacuum is that you can't, like, easily push it once it's upright. You have to put it down, and I don't. So I can get it over the door's closed, I forgot. Okay. So that's our little area rug going over the threshold from the living room to the kitchen. Now you remember that's where we started, so it just goes full circle. Okay. That is it, guys. I really appreciate that you would take the time. Oh, you know what? I don't want to stop here. I forgot that I'm gonna do one more thing. Yes, so while I was making this video, after I put the vacuum away, I looked outdoors longingly. Here I am, just like, oh, let's go outside. So I did, and now I'm gonna do a little watering. My husband leaves the hose out there and he leaves it on. It's like, okay, back, remember to just hit the hot spots here, because we're kind of in a little bit of a drought right now. I guess a lot of the nation is, especially California. But it's not like our area to be so dry. We've got what you call a ban on burning. So people are not allowed to make fires or do fireworks or anything right now. But normally, we never worry about fires in this area because it's usually so wet and green. Yeah, so just getting the hot spots. areas where my husband has planted new grass and stuff. Looks like it's too late for these. Look how brown that is. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not going to do a thorough job of watering for this video. I don't do that much. I'm just going to kind of show you where I normally stand to do a little more watering than this, but I'm just not going to be too thorough. My trailer is back behind this fence. My daughter stayed in there for a little while until Brianna and Avery moved out, and then she moved into the house. But it's a very sweet little place to stay. It's like our guest room. It's where my other kids will stay when they come to visit, or at least a couple of them anyway. Oh yeah, and I had to move the flowers from the front of the house to the back because I had to replant them. They just didn't thrive too well. I don't know if it's the kind of flowers or what, but at least they're still alive. Well, that's enough watering, and I just felt nature calling because I was so worn out after doing all that vacuuming and moving the camera around and videoing and rigmarole. So I was like, okay, let's just get in the hammock and take a rest. And boy, oh boy, does this feel good. Oh gosh, it makes me want to go out there and get on again. Yeah, I deserve this rest. Thanks for joining me, guys. We will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.